Hello everyone, this is Sepi. In this video, I'm going to show you how to paint sunflowers in watercolor. Let's get started. I started this painting by wetting my paper completely. The paper that I'm using is 100% cotton arches. I added my warm yellows, which is Hansa Yellow by Daniel Smith, and I went over the center of the flower and the leaves and the background with the yellow color. Then I started adding olive green. You can add sap green. I added olive green, cascade green by Daniel Smith, and viridian green to the background. And now I'm adding some magenta here and there. I'm going over some of the petals and especially darkening the base of the petals with permanent rose and cadmium orange. I dry this first layer. Now it's time for me to add the color for the center. So by paying attention to the colors, I can see some lime green showing up from underneath the dark values, and for the dark colors I am using magenta and burnt umber, a little bit of purple, and I try to scribble with my number 2 and number 6 brushes, trying to create some sense of texture for the center of the sunflower. I'm adding some more purple and magenta to the darker area right in the middle of the center, and some of the small little textures across the center using my brush number 2. And I repeat the same thing for the other sunflower as well. Working on the negative space around the stem and some of the leaves and petals is the next step. I'm adding cool and warm green, which in this case are sap green, olive green, viridian green, and cascade green or Russian green. And then I add some dabs of purple and magenta. I make up some of my shapes and forms by painting around them, creating some stems. And in some areas I wet the background and then put the colors, like right now, right beside the, for example, petals, and let it bleed into the wet background. I'm playing around with the green colors that I have and making up my own shapes by painting around them, which is called negative painting. So by painting the negative spaces in between my shapes, I will create those shapes, which are basically stems and leaves. Now I'm going to go over petals, especially the ones which are overlapped by others and they are darker. And for darkening them, the purple that I'm using to darken this yellow is magenta, which is a pink purple. So I would add that to my yellow and make a like some sort of orange color for my yellow. Once more, I'm darkening around my sunflower. Now I'm moving on to the top part of my work, wetting the sky and adding some cobalt blue to the sky, and then continuing my work around the flower and on the leaves. Adding one more layer of the same colors that I used for the beginning, again to my petals. This time I'm adding some permanent rose to the center and magenta. The dark colors that I'm using for the center is purple. Once more, darkening the negative spaces. Drawing this layer and adding some more purple to the dark areas. Adding some sap green and magenta and creating even more negative spaces. This final touch is a glaze of permanent rose to bring some life and color to my sunflowers. I'm using my 1-inch flat brush and permanent rose as the color, and now I'm using some indigo, which is the darkest blue, to add some dark accents around my flowers and in some negative spaces around the stems, in between the leaves, to just give some more sense of depth to my work. Same thing, small accents on the center of the sunflower and near the base of the petals. One more layer of permanent rose to some petals, especially those which are overlapped by others, and adding more colors to my sunflower and dark values to my background. And my work is done. Thank you for watching.